Okay. All right. Hi, Tobias. Hi, Kamar. You guys are a little quiet, but I think, it sounds like you're in the middle of something, so we'll let you just be silent and you can listen. But I want to thank you both for joining us today. If you wouldn't mind maybe putting in the chat where you're calling in from and just kind of give you a little background on who's on the call. My name is Chenier Crutcher, and I'm a franchise agent with the Quantum Franchise Group. I'm joined by my fellow agent, Maggie Billy, who's down in Miami, Florida, and also our franchise representative, Alicia Yankee, and she is with Set the Stage. And I'm so glad that you all decided to join us today to hear a little bit about this industry-leading home staging and furnishings franchise. Oh, you guys are in Easton, Pennsylvania. Okay, that's wonderful. I actually was just in Pennsylvania a few weeks back because my daughter just moved to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, for a new job. But anyway, what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see a little bit more of what we're doing. But in the meantime, before I do that, I just want to introduce kind of what I do, what we do at Quantum Franchise Group. Essentially, we help candidates who are interested in business ownership in exploring different types of franchises. Our company represents about 500 different franchise brands over 37 different industries. So more than just Set the Stage. And so even if Set the Stage is not the right pick for you, there may be something else that we could still explore with you. But today it's all about Set the Stage. And the reason why you would consider going with a franchise agent over just applying through a website or something like that is because as franchise agents, it's our goal and endeavor to vet you and get you prepared for those conversations with the franchisor so that you have more success in finishing and being awarded a franchise than those who just sort of go up and fill out the Chick-fil-A form. And so that is our goal. And a lot of our franchises like to work with agents and brokers because they know that they're getting quality candidates through that. So let us get started. And feel free if you have any questions to put those in the chat if you'd like, because we can answer those along the way as well. So I'm going to share a little sound and I'm going to show you guys a quick video first of Set the Stage, and then we're going to kick it off. Stop it there. Obviously, my Wi-Fi wants to stop everything. Oh, wait. Okay, let's go to here. We're going to jump ahead. And that way things can move a little smoother. All right, so are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
Oh, all
Yes.
right. Okay, good, good, good. So let's talk about Set the Stage. What is Set the Stage? Well, they purchased the Key Design home staging business. It was a typical side hustle home staging business with minimal inventory and clients. And then in 2019, they acquired the Set the Stage trademark and shifted to like a home staging and home furnishing sales model, utilizing home staging for marketing, trending, furniture, and decor. And after 3 years of optimizing systems and processes, they were awarded the first non-corporate franchise, Set the Stage was. And in 2023, I think this is really important, they partnered with Fran Grove. And Fran Grove was a company that has, over the years, had major experience in building brands. And so they were able to expand nationally, totaling 20 territories and 9 locations. And they continue to develop and optimize innovative systems, technology, and marketing strategies into 2025 and beyond. They have now, at this point, awarded 100 territories, 43 locations in 18 different states. So that's the story and the history of the company. Who are the targeted services with this? For me, the first time I heard about this, I thought, oh, great, somebody could stage my house when it's time to sell it. But there's so much more that this company can do. First of all, they partner with real estate agents, obviously, because they want to home stage those houses that are for sale, pre-listing consultations, vacant home staging, all those things. Home builders, model homes and parades of homes. Hopefully, maybe at some point, I know I have here in Michigan, we have a lot of home tours and things like that. And staging is perfect for that sort of opportunity. Real estate investors and property managers, short-term and mid-term rental furnishing packages. I remember my first job out of college. I'm in short-term housing and there's furniture already there for me. I don't have to worry about purchasing furniture and things like that. And then the consumer, new furniture and decor or staging inventory. Now, there's a QR code on this page, and I want to tell you about this. So if you are feeling like, as we go through this, that Set the Stage might be something you're interested in, feel free to scan that QR code because that will request an introduction call with the franchisor. Plus, you'll be able to have access eventually to that franchise disclosure document when you talk to them. So I just want to make sure that you're aware to scan that when you're ready. In addition to that, let's talk about this. Now, this was very exciting to me because I'm in retail in another business and, I make about 50%. But wowzers, I found out that the markup in the furniture business is somewhere between 100 to 200%. And the reason why this particular company is so, I think, could potentially be lucrative for someone is the fact that you're tapping into industry markup without the overhead of a normal furniture store. So what's happening with Set the Stage, not only are you staging locations, but you have the opportunity to sell the furniture outside of those locations as well, or in those locations as well. So these are wholesale prices that are listed, and notice the retail. So you can kind of do the math, In this particular case, like everybody says, the math is mathing, okay? So it's a good thing. Set the Stage team members. The other thing that I love about this particular opportunity, your main setup when you start is you have a team of movers and stagers that are typically subcontracted out, especially the movers. You're not renting U-Haul trucks to move furniture or anything like that. You're actually subcontracting movers who already have the equipment to move the things that you need to move from your warehouse to the location. And then when you first start out, most new owners start out with 2 to 3 stagers that are working on a project basis. So it's not a 40-hour week thing. It's a project basis, which is more flexible. And so owners can choose to, do that as a W-2 or a 1099 for those subcontractors. And it's really up to you. And you really don't have an actual W-2 in place potentially unless you are you're not an owner operator. Most of the owners in the Set the Stage system are owner operators. But if you come into this and you are saying, I want to have a manager to run it, and I sit behind the scenes rather than working in the business, I'm working on the business, that's where you might have a W-2 employee. But as you can see, this kind of gives you an idea of those primary positions of what you need, but it's very, very flexible. And the other thing that I want to mention is that there is a small non-customer facing warehouse of about 1,500 to 1,800 square feet that is required for this. And as you can see how it's set up, it's really just to store the things that are going to be moved to the staging location. So those movers, those subcontractors come pick the things up from your location and deliver them. You're not having a customer facing store where you have to have somebody there to man it for customers who are going to come and shop with you. Um, the other thing that I love, and there's that QR code again. So hopefully by now, maybe you're convinced. I know this is like, I'm blowing through this thing because I want to give enough time, ample time for Alicia to get to know you guys and to talk to you. But basically, there's an operations app. And I love this because this allows you to do your business from just about anywhere. When you can manage your business from your phone, you can be on vacation. If you have a manager or something like that, you can be on vacation and see what's happening without actually being physically there. So you can manage your team members, you can manage the jobs and the sign up, the notifications and the reminder, your inventory, projects, price quoting. All of it's there for you in this app that they are keeping updated for you, and the technology and all those things that they are keeping going. So again, if this is exciting to you and you want to fill that form out, feel free to scan. But now I'm going to turn it over to Alicia, honestly, because I want her to give you some more detail from her perspective and be able to answer any questions that you may have.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Well, guys, thank you for spending the time jumping on to learn more about Set the Stage. So, what I want to cover, and then I'd love to hear just kind of a little bit about y'all's background and what got you interested in wanting to jump on to learn more. But the initial investment really depends on how many territories you launch with. I think one thing that's important about our business model is that it's built to scale. Like we're wanting to partner with someone that wants to build and scale a sizable business, right? Just like Shanier had mentioned, our founders, when they started almost 9 years ago, they bought that side hustle and we changed the business model. We didn't want it where the owner was solely revolved, or the business was solely revolved around the owner doing everything. So it really is a model that's built to scale. Our owners are launching anywhere between 2 to 4 territories. Now, with your territories, think of it as you're not building out, separate Set the Stage locations with separate, business names and separate warehouses. But it's just as we work with our owners, it's identifying in their market how large of an area do they want to exclusively own. Because that is one thing, is when we award a territory, it's exclusive and that we don't award it to anyone else. So for your first two, and you see, as you add the territories, we discount it. And there's a reason why. Again, we're not interested because of our growth. And I'm excited to say, Shanier, that I know it says 18 states, but we are just right now onboarding 3 new states. So we've got five groups that are coming on, and we're entering into three new states, which is exciting. But we're wanting to really partner with someone, like I said, that is more looking for something to scale. So your first 2 territories, 59.5 plus 40, so 99.5. The launch fee, that is for our Sure Start program. So again, if you guys are wanting to learn more, we'll of course jump on numerous phone calls, tell you a little bit about what does the support look like, what does the training look like. But that launch fee covers your Sure Start program. That is the initial training and support from the time that you're awarded the territory to the time that they launch. You're not trying to open a business by yourself. It also includes, Shanier had mentioned the movers. Part of that launch support is we help our owners identify and get 2 to 3 moving accounts set up with local movers in their area. We'll also, she mentioned warehouse space. We also provide a CAD layout so that when we start to send you your starter package, you know how to set up your staging studio. So when the warehouse space, we call them, our owners call them their staging studios. And it also includes some initial business development. So we kind of come alongside our owners and as they launch and get ramped up, we're helping them with some of that initial business development. So that's just a one-time, not per territory. So one-time 15,000. But most of that initial investment is coming from your starter package. So that is everything that you need to get started. So you'll see it comes with 5+ home staging collections. So as part of that, you're getting enough furniture and decor to stage your first 5 houses. So again, this model was built to scale, right? We're not opening to set the stage and staging one or two houses. So from day one, you've got enough furniture and decor that you can stage 5 houses. But how you then grow and scale the staging side of the business is being able to say, well, gosh, I could stage, right, 6 houses, 7 houses, 8 houses. But your starter package is enough furniture and decor to stage 5 houses. Guys, that's over, you're getting over $150,000 worth of furniture and decor that now you can go out and use to make money, but you can also sell. You get everything to get your staging studio set up. So your shelving, your blankets, your bins, your bedding bags, so the white duvet cover doesn't get dirty in the moving truck. Marketing materials, that's flyers, brochures, signage, branded apparel, everything you need to get started. Now, in terms of funding, set the stage specifically. We do have a preferred lender, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the SBA Express loan, but entrepreneurs that are looking at starting their own business or are already in business and are adding to their portfolio, this is government backed. This is backed by the Small Business Administration. It's a business loan to help entrepreneurs start a business. But Set the Stage is approved for the Express Plus. So you can get up to 300,000 with only 10% down. So a lot of our owners that are wanting to get a small business loan, they don't want to, have to self-fund it, is if they bring 30,000 to the table, they can get a loan for 300,000. Ongoing, so our ongoing royalty fees is 6% of revenue paid monthly. And then advertising and promotion. So this is all of our owners contribute into our national advertising. That's how we promote the brand nationally and kind of drive awareness, drive customers to each of our markets is 2% of revenue paid monthly. So total 8% of revenue paid monthly.
Okay.
All right, so perfect. So this kind of walks through the process that we would kind of begin to go down. We don't, right, Shanier and I don't expect you to make a decision if Set the Stage is the right fit in 30 minutes. Neither would we. And so we walk our candidates through this process really to learn more, right? Get your questions answered. So today's call really was, are you interested enough to learn more? And so what that looks like is we just would do a deeper dive into systems. So what does the support look like? What does the training look like? What is an example of the warehouse space? The technology, we take a little deeper dive into how you can effectively manage your business through the phone. Then we dive into territories. So we'd send you the available territories in and around Easton, Pennsylvania. And then we start to dive into unit economics. So unit economics is, okay, what is the return, right, on that investment? So unit economics is the kind of getting an understanding of the financial opportunity. That will prepare you for step 4, which is chatting with some of our franchise owners. So you really get to hear from the owners that are in the field doing it. What does their day-to-day look like? What has been their successes? What does their growth trajectory look like? As well as some members of our leadership team. You and I would kind of connect in between those calls, but once you've chatted with some of our owners and our leadership team, one or two things are going to happen. Like it's going to start to fall into place. It's going to start clicking. You guys are going to get so excited and really start to feel like this is the right fit for you, or not so much. So if we're both though starting to feel like, hey, things are, like I said, things are starting to fall into place, we're kind of feeling it, then that's when we'd extend the invite for Meet the Team Day. So not everyone gets to step 5 in our process, but that's really the opportunity for you, of course, to meet the team. But that's really kind of a behind the scenes view into our proprietary systems and processes. So it's kind of the secret sauce that we don't just share with anybody, but that gets you all the information that you guys would need to go home, think about it, make an informed decision. If you feel like this is the right fit for you and your future, that's when I would present you to the executive team for approval. And then step 7, that's what we're doing with the 5 groups that we're just onboarding, is your onboarding welcome call. So that is where you would work with Sam Brennan, our Sure Start director, in helping you to launch your business. So super excited. We still have some time. If you guys are able to, again, I don't know if you're tied up, but I'd love to just hear kind of what sparked your interest that you wanted to join us today and learn more about Set the Stage.
A lot of it was at 18.
Hey, Tobias,
We're having
we're
hearing you. Can you get a little closer to the mic, maybe?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Just maybe speak louder.
How about now?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So when we were 18, we started our real estate company, and one of our main things was always staging. That was important to us, and now we're 35 years old now, and looking all these years back, we started a telecommunications company, as well as we're the animal control officers for our city, and we're on our board of health. So we're doing quite a bit, and right now we've seen that, hey, that's something that we would really like to do. Staging was always, one of our best parts. We paint a house or stage a house within 12 hours overnight. So it's one of our fun parts in life that we've had, coming up in our career.
okay. Awesome. Well, I will say, we do our founder, Lisa, she was a real estate agent. So like yourself, she saw the value of staging, but she saw that there was a need for a more professionalized staging solution. And then Courtney, our other founder, her husband Jordy was a real estate agent, and they've been involved in numerous real estate personal investments. So, and we've got several real estate agent or owners that are agents. And so definitely it sounds like you guys would have kind of a leg up with some of the connections in the real estate space. But the other thing that you mentioned, Tobias, that stood out is fun. It sounds like you said, I think I heard for you say that was something that was fun for you guys.
Yeah.
That is one thing that, to Shanir's point, right? I mean, there's thousands of business opportunities out there, and you could probably be widely successful with some of them. But is it something you're going to have fun? And that's really who we want to partner with, is not only someone that we think can have financial success and, effectively execute on the model, but is it something they're going to have fun doing? And so I will say a lot, our owners, they don't have professional design experience. They're not interior designers, but they do love the creative side of what we do, right? We get to transform spaces, whether that's a property that's got a for sale sign in the yard, or any other property space where there's a need for furniture, there's a need for someone to come in and refresh that space to help, the homeowner fall in love, right, with their space. And so I will say that is the fun part of what we do, is the creativity side of transforming spaces. So let's, Shanir, if you want to go ahead and we could open it up to, questions.
Yeah,
Tobias, Kamar.
Yeah, so Tobias with Tamar, and then Rosnell just joined us. I know, Rosnell, you didn't quite hear the presentation. We're at the question and answer part right now, but I am recording this webinar, so I will be sending it out to all that registered for this, along with Tobias and Kamar, so that you guys can get more information. I'll send out the presentation as well, so you can review that, and that video that I was showing, so you'll have all of that. But any questions that you might have about, this particular type of business? I guess the only thing that I had, and I'll say my question, and then you guys can maybe chime in. You're starting out with five furniture sets, 4 or 5 houses. But what if you're the type of person that likes to buy your own furniture? Like, are they going through a catalog and picking the types of furniture sets they want, or can they add in more accessories from somewhere else? Like, what's the flexibility, I guess?
That's a good question. So that starter package, what that looks like is as you're, finding your warehouse space and getting your business bank account, right? There's a lot that you're doing, locally to get your business ready. We've got a team that can come alongside and they're going to do market research. What are the trends in your market? They're going to reach out to the reps for the vendors, like what are best sellers? And we've got Natalie and her team that will curate your first 5 houses. And then we'll send you vision boards. So you'll get to see, okay, here's kind of what we're thinking based off of the research that we did. We also, before we curate, is our owners kind of fill out a form. What style or trends would they like to see? Maybe there's a specific color, like Lindsay in she's Sugarland in Houston. I think hers is olive green, right? She loved the color, kind of the pop of olive green. So it's collaborative, but our expert team is really going to help kind of do some of the legwork on that market research, connecting with the reps. You sign off on it, so okay, here's the furniture, the starter package, and then after that, we get your account set up direct with the vendors. So when you want to order that 6 house of furniture, or you've got a client that has bought a property and it's more in it's not a stage, but they're wanting you to come in and redesign and furnish their living room. You order directly from the vendor, so you're not ordering from Sets Stage. We get your account set up, but you're getting at our negotiated price point. Good question.
So it looks like we got a few more minutes, maybe just 10. I was trying to make this a nice short meeting for you guys. So we got about 10 minutes, a little less, for any other questions. What else is out there that you guys might have in terms of a question?
I have a few questions, but I'm gonna start with two and then give others a chance to ask. What I'd like to know is, I like to hear how you measure the ROI of staging versus leaving a home vacant, because especially in today's market where buyers can be more cautious. So what kind of results have you seen?
Yeah, if I understand your question, I mean and really it's the feedback that we're getting from the real estate agents in terms of how quickly that house is selling, right? And that's really the ROI from not only the agent but the homeowner. That is our goal, is we want that listing by staging it to sell quicker and for more money. And so that's how we're able to track it. And the feedback that we're getting from the real estate agents is yes, absolutely. We're able to get that listing as sold. And probably Tobias and Kamar can speak to that, right? I just got off the phone with a real estate agent in Maine. And he's like, absolutely. A vacant home versus a house that feels like a home, right? Is beautiful when they walk in. They can visualize themselves. It makes the difference. Was that your question?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great
Thank.
question.
Should
And
I
your
ask?
other one?
Yes. So the next one is, I'm imagining furnitures and accessories across multiple properties can be tricky. So could you share how you typically handle like the inventory turnover, the logistics of things and stuff like that?
So we do have, and that's one thing that Shanier touched on a little bit. So if you watch the recording, know that we can dive into it. Is yes, it's project based. So it's like managing multiple projects. So the logistics behind that, we've got an app. So it's a complete project management, inventory management app on your phone that helps you in kind of managing the task, like getting the right people in the right places to transform spaces. So the app helps with that.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry, I missed that from
No,
the
no, it's great.
I'm in the doctor's office trying to listen. So sorry, I missed
No
it.
worries, no worries. So Tobias, it looks like, what about new apartment buildings? We have a lot of, yeah. And that's one thing that Shanier, kind of those targeted services that she went over, is just really the foundation. What's exciting is our owners are getting pretty creative on how they're selling furniture and what spaces they're going into. I mean, we've got owners that are on kind of apartments or condos where you've got two opportunities. You've got working with that apartment director, where they may have show apartments, right? Where someone that's looking at, hey, I don't know if I want to lease at this apartment or not. Do I want a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom? So we've gone in and we furnished those showrooms within that apartment complex. But then there's an added opportunity where as part of that welcome kit, right? So someone is leasing an apartment, let's say it's a 2-bedroom apartment, where we can be kind of a referral source where once you get moved in or as you're moving in, if you need it to be furnished, we can do that. Or once you've settled in, a lot of times when people move into a new space, what's the next purchase? They want new furniture and decor. So that there's two opportunities, apartments, condos. We've also seen a lot of projects and a demand coming from these retirement communities and assisted living facilities because when you think of that transition, right? Mom, dad, family member, loved one is transitioning from a 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom assisted living facility or a 2-bedroom, right, retirement community. Their king size poster bed is not going to fit in the space that they're transitioning into. So we've seen a lot of projects come from that space where our owners are designing a couple different furnishing packages. The family selects, which color scheme they like, set the stage comes in, we set it up, move-in ready. We've got owners working with on the commercial side. So independent businesses to kind of furnish, decorate lobbies, conference areas. So Tobias, I'm glad you asked that because those targeted services are really the foundation. And then what's exciting is there's just so many other opportunities and projects and spaces that we can come in and be the furnishing solution for.
Wonderful. Yeah, definitely. So one thing that I forgot to touch on in the call or in the webinar was the ideal candidate. And so I would just ask you to kind of reflect right now and see if this is you. So ideal candidate, first of all, you do not have to have interior design experience, although I think there is some of that on this call. But if you like decorating, then that's really the main requirement because we want you to love this and have fun. The second thing that you want to consider is, do I want a flexible schedule or do I want to work 40 hours a week? This is project based. And so you can be flexible. It's your own business and you can work the pace that you want, but you're doing this by yourself, but not really by yourself. You're working on a business for yourself, but not by yourself because you're going to have the support of a franchise brand growth, and other franchisors in the system to help you learn how to do this business properly. And then the last thing is, oh my gosh, it just totally went out of my mind. Tell me, Alicia, what was it?
Yeah, this is a people business.
Thank you.
This is a relationship business. I mean, our owners, how they're building, their businesses, they are out in their communities building relationships with real estate agents, right? We're not going after Mrs. Jones homeowner that may only sell a house a year. We want to go after Mrs. Jones agent, right? That's going to sell numerous houses a year. So it really is, it's, can you see yourself out in the community, not sitting behind a desk, right, for 40 hours, but really out in your community, networking, going to real estate social events, meeting with real estate professionals, because like I said, it is, and Tobias and Kamar, I'm sure you can relate, right? Being in real estate, it's a people business.
And then Maggie, I think to answer your question based on what Alicia's been saying, I think that learning how to build those long-term relationships with real estate agents, if you have a little bit of it in you, and then you go to your training, they're going to show you how to do that. So
yeah, we're really just looking for someone that okay, I would love to meet new people, right? Like, are you a people person, right? Can you go up and introduce yourself and interact? Is that something that you want to be doing? If so, we're confident in our training, our marketing materials that we can help position you in the right places.
Exactly. So with that, we got about a minute left. And so if you want further questions answered, if you want to really get, burning desire, you want to hear more about Set the Stage, then just either fill that QR code scan out for me. The other thing is, if you are registered, if you showed up on this call, I will be reaching out to you via email or LinkedIn just to try to connect back with you so I know if I should be connecting you with Alicia. So thank you so much for joining me today. I know you could have been doing any other thing on the Thursday afternoon, and the fact that you decided to join with me and listen, I really appreciate you. So have a wonderful day, And we'll be talking with you soon, hopefully. Fingers
All
crossed.
right. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Mhm.